Mondo Cool. That's right, boys. Mondo Cool.
S.A.R. Search and Rescue is an SNK arcade game that was recently released to the PlayStation Mini line. So this will work on your PlayStation Portable, and it will work on your PlayStation 3. You may have to check if it works on the Vita. I'm not sure about that one because I haven't picked one up yet. Like the title suggests, you're on a search and rescue mission. A spaceship has crashed on a planet, and they send in two dudes to go check this out. Now, like all the other SNK minigames, it only supports one player, despite having the big flashing Player 2 hit start button. Keep that in mind, this is a single player experience. This is the first time I've ever heard of this game, and wow, I instantly loved it for the fact that every time you shoot something, it explodes in the most gloriously gory, well-animated explosion of blood and guts and mayhem and violence. I was really surprised the first time I managed to shoot an enemy. I was like, whoa, check out those guts flying everywhere. It was really great. I enjoyed the visual flair of the disembowelment of all these aliens. This really took a hold of me. Now, while I love the idea of the game, the music is good, the graphics are great, the animation stupendous, the gore amazing, the control could have used some work. Now, the original arcade cabinet, you would control using the arcade stick to move. You would also rotate the arcade stick to control your aim. Now, how they ported it over to the PSP and the PS3, you use the L and R button. Every time you tap one of the shoulder buttons, your character rotates in that direction. And that's kind of clunky in the later level. In the first areas of the game, you're going to have no problem doing that. But once you get to about the halfway point and the difficulty really starts ramping up, you're going to be dying a lot. Now, the way all the other SNK games work applies here. You just keep hitting triangle and you've got infinite credits. So if you want, you can just walk through this game in one sitting just by mashing the credit button. Something I discovered, if you hit the start button on your PSP, it starts turning those racked up credits into extra lives, which is very helpful. When you pick up a weapon, you'll hold on to that weapon until you run out of lives and have to put in another credit. So if you have 99 lives, you get to hold on to that flamethrower or preferred weapon for as long as you want, basically. That's how I found myself playing. I just put in as many credits as I could and then turned those into as many lives as I could and just walked through the game with the flamethrower. Now, this game, had it been a dual stick shooter, I would be absolutely enthralled with it. I would love it. That would be outstanding. Just the levels of gore and being able to walk through with dual stick controls would be amazing. But I understand the limitations of it being an arcade port and how the arcade game had unique customized controls. There is an option. You can bring up the options menu by hitting select and you can change the way you aim. So whichever direction you're walking is the direction you shoot. That may work out for you. I found myself just trying to use the shoulder buttons to rotate the character. The circle button lets you do kind of a dive, dodging roll attack. So in the later levels, instead of trying to shoot the knockoff xenomorphs, I would just roll past them. Once you get to the end of an area and hit the door, you advance to the next area. It's not required that you defeat all the enemies in that area before moving on. So if you want to just dive and dodge, you can do that. And I found myself doing that in the later areas where the screen's loaded with enemies that I can't aim at fast enough. Like I said, the other option where you aim whichever direction you shoot, I found myself just accidentally walking into enemies most of the time, and that's no good. The boss fights are decent. I ran into 4 boss fights, I believe. There may be more. I think there may be multiple paths. It looks like a game that might have a few multiple paths. I can't really confirm. I only went through it twice. It looks like there were multiple paths, but I went the same way both times. I don't know. There may be extra bosses or enemies hidden throughout there. The bosses were interesting. They were, you could dodge and dive around them, get off a couple of shots. The enemy design's very cool. There are some aliens that do look exactly like the xenomorphs from the Alien series. They've even with the little mouth spear thing that kind of works like Scorpion. If you get caught with that, it shoots out, grabs hold of you, brings it in, they start attacking you. Bad way to end your search and rescue mission. This game's very affordable. I enjoyed it. I would have liked some improved controls, but you can't win them all. It was a good game. I enjoyed it. If you think you can work with the shoulder buttons controlling your aim, which is very serviceable for the first half game, but really gets frustrating and difficult towards the latter half, pick this up. I had a lot of fun with it. A lot of fun. Seeing those aliens explode and fly apart, top notch.